Alright, and welcome back to another episode of GregTech New Horizons. After our exploration last session, we find ourselves running short on food. So let's finally solve that situation once and for all and knock out some quests along the way. Alright, 64 cobblestone. At this point, I think our best bet is going to be to start a mine. One of these chunks did say ore chunk, yeah. So, which one of the quests gave us ladders? Making stone stairs and wood stairs. Grab these ladders. So now what we could do is we could start a little bit of a mine. I think we're gonna want to stay away from that side because there's mob sound. So maybe here? I cannot harvest black granite. Fantastic. This is why it was nice to see exposed stone, because you never know when you just won't be able to get stone, I guess. That's our backup plan, is we'll just mine out of the cliffside a little bit. We're not in the business of preserving the natural beauty. We're here to industrialize this uncivilized world. Ooh, more berry bushes. Alright, where to plant these bushes? I think just along the wall is a reasonable spot. Where's the flint? Did we use up all the flint? No way. No way. Maybe we did. Okay. Flint can be obtained from gravel. Is there a better way of getting flint out of gravel? Mortar. That looks pretty good. It's 3 times as good. 2 flint investment? And we get a lot more flint out of it. We'll craft up the initial 2 flint, and then we'll just use the mortar and pestle. I really feel like we're not going to need the stencil table with how many stencils we have. Let's knock it out and use it as a crafting station chest. Does this still work? Yes. So, because we put a chest next to the crafting station, it's going to be able to use the inventory of the chest to help with crafting. Very nice. Moving on. That quest is in progress. We have this. Oh, there was a flint there as well. Put these here. Furnace. We just need to craft one. 3 flint. Furnace. And we'll slap it down there. We're not going to need that many. Open the loot bag. Soup is good. What do we have here? We need a soft mallet. Yeah, that would have been helpful when it came to the... Oh, I see. The quest for the bed is there, so we need to make another one of these, it looks like. I think I prefer melons, because we saw pumpkins already. We didn't grab them. Bed? Perfect. Loot bag. Oh my, dies. We're not gonna touch those anytime soon. We can turn these into seeds. Juice? That's not what we want. How do we get seeds out of this? Hammer. 2 with a soft mallet. Okay. ID sort of stuff. Oh, maybe we can use cotton to make string, actually. Cotton seeds. Cotton. We converted into this kind of cotton. And we can make string. Yeah, perfect. Convert it. Make string. All right, we got the string. What did we need as well? Leather and sticks. Leather 1, sticks. And let's take a look. What was it called? Wooden spear. That's an alternative weapon that might come in handy. Let's take a look at this loot bag. More food. I'm not going to say no to food. It's been an issue for us in the past. A knife. Okay, here it is. Just a flint and a stick. Done. Let's try looking into a bucket, perhaps? Yikes. Yikes. Clay bucket? Unfired clay bucket? Clay dust? Looks like there's Greg Tech and IC2. Mortar with a clay block will get us a clay dust, which means this is actually very doable. As well as hardened clay or stained clay. Okay, so we do have access to stained clay, although our pickaxe does need a repair. So we should be able to get ourselves a clay bucket and expand our farm significantly. Now that we have this clay bucket, we're going to try to use it to improve our farms. Beans, yes. Yes. Oh, that's great. So we're definitely going to want an entire section to beans. Wait, these aren't seeds. Can I turn them into seeds? Yes. Alright, so I may have gotten a little carried away with all of the farm work and tearing down buildings and other renovations. So how about we go and take a look at what has happened? You will notice a lot has changed. Where's the gravel? Where's the house here? Where's this hill? What's going on? And trust me, not much, honestly. So, let's go over it sequentially. I was over here expanding the farms, making it into a proper 9x9, replacing the border with cobblestone, planting seeds, you know. And I found that there's this house in the corner here that was in the way. So we started knocking that out. And then while in the process of knocking this house out, I started noticing that there's other obnoxious huts, like this one in the corner here, and there was like one here, and maybe like one here. So I started taking those out. And, well, after taking out all the houses, I did a little bit of terraforming, smoothed out the edges of the hills with the holes in the houses. We started taking out the gravel. One thing led to another. And yeah, we're now in this situation. So a lot of our berry bushes have grown. We've got some berries on them. The lime sapling grew into a jungle tree. We've got a lot more crops planted. We've got cotton here, squash, bell peppers, blueberries, peas. We started some asparagus. We got rye, barley, corn, oats, more barley, carrots, potatoes, wheat, more cotton, eggplants, bamboo, chili peppers, strawberry, beet. You name it, we've got it. All right. Everything except for the one we actually wanted all along, spinach. Now, I don't know why, but we just have not gotten any spinach yet, which is honestly a bit of a travesty, given who I am and all that. So, one of our objectives, a minor one honestly, is just to obtain spinach. And if we look it up, you can see I actually already had it open. Is that spinach comes from leafy gardens, which are found in forest and wet but not cold biomes. So that's one way of getting it. But there's another way of getting leafy gardens, and that's through these loop eggs. And we'll talk more about that later after we hammer out some quests. So, with all of this work done on food and clearing out the village, what is our next goal? Well, with all of this newfound real estate, ideally we'd use it to, build something. What's the point of having open space if you're not going to fill it with something? And the answer to that is I would love to. But there's a couple of barriers in the way. First is this red stone, red granite. We simply cannot mine this with our current level of tools. So we're going to need to upgrade our tools in order to be able to finish the destruction process. And secondly, perhaps more importantly, is that we're quite limited in our block palette. Slabs, for example, let's just search slab. Oak slab needs some sort of buzz saw or a saw or something, and I don't think that we can make a flint saw or something like that. This is a micro block saw, and it requires cobblestone rods, so this requires an angle. It's just no matter what we look at, it doesn't look like it's really practical to get any of these saw blades that we need for the saw. I haven't looked comprehensively at that, so if there is a cheaper way to get a saw, maybe with flint or something that we can access more immediately, that would be fantastic. But from what I've seen, none of these are practically accessible materials to use. So that's the second issue. And not having slabs limits us more than you might think, because, for example, trap doors require slabs to make, and this would be our way of maybe perhaps putting windows in, or doing a little bit of like planters or various decorational bits. So we're limited on block shapes. We're also limited on block types a little. However, there is a solution to that, and that solution is a chisel from the chisel mod, not the architect's chisel. Where's the chisel mod chisel? Somewhere in here. Maybe? Here. Now, this looks expensive, and I would agree with you, except we get one for free from a quest. And so that should hopefully just last us enough to get a little bit of block variety to finish a building. So yeah, our main goal is just to upgrade our tools to, say, perhaps around iron, get some sort of saw, get access to slabs and trapdoors, and then we can finish tearing this out, cleaning this place up, and putting a nice new, lovely home in this village. So in order to do that, we're going to be working on some quests. So let's just start knocking those out, shall we? Alright, so we've got most of these quests knocked out. A couple of the remaining ones, we just don't have access to the stuff right now. That said, we still have these two main progression quests to work on, sand and clay. So let's go quickly knock those out. There is a river nearby. So we might be able to find clay pockets, like maybe there. Oops. And obviously there's the desert from last episode. That is going to be a good source of sand. So let's just go check out what kind of stuff we can find in this river. And hopefully we'll get the clay that we need. Alright, and we immediately see patches of clay. So let's start digging these out. Alright, we have gotten all the clay we need, but it is becoming night, so let's quickly run back to our bed. On the second quest complete, because we already made the clay bucket. And let's take a look at these quests. Loot bag, of course. And I will say I'm a fan of raisin cookies. And we should strive, because this quest says that cactus turns into water. So that's pretty good. Let's set up some of that cactus. And we also already almost have enough sand for the sand quest. How about we finish digging out the sand at the river, and then we can set up cactus maybe somewhere here. And another loot bag. Could be anything. Could even be leek bacon soup. Alright, that's the cactus planted. We got 12 spots. We'll see if that's enough. Maybe it's not. Maybe we'll have to expand, but we don't even have the cactus for that yet. So let's just see how 12 spots treats us. And there is one more quest that I would like to knock out real quick here. And that would be this dough quest. And it will actually give us, for once we're not going to take the loot bag, 2 metal buckets. So the way to do this one, I believe, is that we're going to want to grab, okay, we have our clay bucket, and all of that flour we made earlier. We're going to want to use this and just hydrate all of this flour into dough. Alright, and let's grab these buckets as a reward for finishing the quest. Now, we can bake this into bread. Woo! Baked bread! I think we want this aluminum rolling pin, just because we might not be able to, like, a steel knife might be good, but I don't think we can obtain a rolling pin this early anyways. We're going to take the loot bag. So, back to this, we need to get wood pulp. Mortar with logs to get 2. So let's knock that one out. Grab half a stack. Grab some mortars. We might need more than 1. Oh no, 1 was perfect. And we need to craft that into paper. How? With some water, it looks like. Okay. So we got this done. Now this is leading us towards tinkers, even though we already have a lot of tinkers set up. Nevertheless, I think having some of these rewards is going to be helpful. So I think this is about a good place to call it. we will pick up next time with some tinkers, including working with the smeltery just over there a little bit. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of Greg Tech New Horizons.